All right, we are good to go. Okay, so this training is called EMDR eye movement therapy. Now, what exactly is EMDR stands for? It actually stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. Okay, now this is a very powerful technique and it was invented in the 1980s. And but the thing is, although it was first invented in the 1980s, it doesn't mean that it is a new technique. Okay, it doesn't mean it's a new technique. In fact, this theory about the eye movement and how the eye has been affecting us has been around, okay, for thousands of years. In fact, right, a few thousand years ago, there were some philosophers that were actually, they already have this idea that your eyes, okay, the way you see things and how you perceive things, it is actually going to affect your emotion, your feeling, as well as if a person goes into trauma and things like that. So that is why this technique has been streamlined, and it is actually one of the arms of a therapy, yeah, in a medical practice. So it is called as EMDR. And the whole idea here is to desensitize as well as to reprocess the way your brain remembers certain things. Okay, so in short, that is what EMDR is all about. So in today's session, I'm going to firstly go into what exactly it is, how it works, etc. And then we are going to have a Q&A. Yeah. Okay, so let me proceed. Now, so as you know, right, I'm sure you have heard people say this, yeah, the eyes are the window to your soul, right? Have you heard this before? Okay, if you have, right, type yes. Let me know that you have heard this, the eye is the window to your soul. All right, because indeed it's the truth, yeah? All right, I'm seeing the responses there. Thank you. So you see, why is it that people in the past, yeah, they actually say that eye is the window to the soul? You see, a lot of the things that ancient people, those wise people, they know for a fact. The thing here is this, yeah. Hang on. Okay, the thing here is that a lot of people they have really no idea at that time because there was no machine for us to actually wear on our head, and then we can tap into the working of the brain. But the wise people from those days, they already know that when you look into someone's eyes, you can actually go into their soul, so to speak, lah, quote unquote. All right. So the good news is that in the modern neuroscience, they have already discovered that indeed this is the truth. And as a result of that, okay, as a result of that, what happens now is that I think science has proven a lot of things. Yeah. So let me just respond to one of the comments there. Um, I think Catherine mentioned that you can't hear me. Okay, Long Hui also cannot hear me. All right, let me check. Can you check on your audio setting? All right, guys, those who cannot hear me because the others they can hear. Can you check on your audio setting whether you have turned up the volume, etc.? Okay, hang on. Yeah, let me just see. Give me a minute, guys. So let me just check on this. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Kat and Long Hui, can you hear it now? Can you just let me know whether you can hear it now? Okay, Long Hui, you are asking to annotate the slides. Annotating the slides means controlling the slides. So I'm not going to give you the control for the slides. Then otherwise, you will be doing the training already. So it's not annotation, guys. Okay, let me just quickly check. All right, besides Catherine as well as Long Hui, who else cannot hear this? You can't hear this. Right? If you can't hear, can you please type in the comments? So let me know. Okay, Ning says loud and clear. All right, so let me just okay, I'm going to give a comment to both Long Hui as well as Catherine because they can't hear me, all right? So Catherine, hang on, let me send this. Okay, all right. I think that should settle it already. Okay, let me just continue from where I left off briefly just now. All right, so yeah, as I was saying just now, all right, the eyes are the window to your soul. Yeah, so as a matter of fact, then we can go into a person's mind and begin to explore deeper about what it is going on. Okay, so yes, now can hear and all is good. All right, awesome. Let's move it. Let's continue. Okay, so you see, the thing here is that we all know that our eyes, what we see, how we capture the world and all that, it is actually anchored into our brain. And that is why, all right, in the NLP course that you did with me, all right, especially in week number 1, we have already done the exercise for the eye movement. Remember that? The eye look up, look down and all that, and how that actually triggers certain activities in the brain. And because of that, what actually happens is people are they are certain things just get triggered without them realizing it. So when I say certain things get triggered without realizing it, it could be things like bad memories, it could be things like trauma, it could be things like fear, phobia, etc. Okay, so and you know already, if a person they look in a certain direction, it is going to trigger certain things like maybe depression thoughts and things like that. So as a result of that, okay, your memories are actually anchored to your brain, okay, from the eyes. All right. So because of that, your movement of the eye, it is going to trigger that anchor, right? Make sense to you? Okay, so now, quick revision here. As you can see here, right? Remember this slide. This I just take this directly from the NLP practitioner course. Yeah. Okay, so what you can see here is that if the eye looks up, then you are seeing it as a visual recall. All right. So if the person look up towards that person's left side, is a visual recall. And if the person looks up to the right side, that is visual construct. Remember that? Okay. And the next one is if they look on the towards the left side, it is called auditory recall. That means that they are remembering a certain sound or words or voice. And if it is looking at the right side towards the ear, that side, it is auditory construct, meaning to say they are thinking of a sound. All right. So these are all things you know already, lah. Yeah. And if a person they look down to the left, that is called auditory digital. Okay. Quick test. This is to test whether you still remember your NLP or not, right? So, okay, who can tell me what is auditory digital? You can unmute your microphone. You can just click the unmute your microphone and you can say out the answer, all right? So please do that. This is more interactive than Facebook Live, yeah? Okay, so who can tell me what is auditory digital? All right, anyone? Come on.
Thinking.
Thinking. Awesome. All right. Thinking. You are absolutely right. Thank you. All right. So auditory digital means it is thinking. Yeah. So in other words, you are talking inside your head. So that is auditory digital. And if a person looks down towards the right side, what happens is this is kinesthetic. And that is why one of the easiest way to catch yourself or anyone going into a depression pattern is if you catch yourself, quiet down, and then you look down towards the right side at the bottom there. Okay, so if you look that side to the bottom there, that means that it is actually probably going into depression or anxiety or panic and things like that. Okay, so that is what we call as the eye assessing cues. Okay, hang on. All right, there's a microphone feedback there. Can I ask to switch off the microphone, please? Yeah, thank you very much. Okay. All right, so let's continue. I'm going to ask you a quick question. I want you to think about this, right? Has this ever happened to you before? Yeah. And as I explain this, then you will get an idea as to then what is actually going on. All right. So imagine that you were downloading something on the internet. All right. So you are downloading or you are installing a software. And halfway through, what happens here is the power or the power source to your computer, suddenly someone turned off just as you were uploading or installing something. So what happened is you'll probably see this one, right? The file or directory is corrupted and unreadable. And when that happens, okay, so this is probably the feeling lah, all right? Any one of you have ever experienced this kind of thing happen to you before? Okay, I know I have. All right. Okay, so it is very frustrating, true or not? Okay, it's very, very frustrating. And the key here is this, okay? This is precisely what happened inside our head that causes us to be continue to stay trapped in toxic thinking, as well as the mental patterns and things like that. They are toxic in nature. Okay, so precisely that is what is going on in our mind. You see, the thing here is that sometimes, right, as human beings, when we are experiencing the world, sometimes we have the idea that the world that we see is the actual thing. In other words, what we see is what is reality. But remember, NLP presupposition number one, the map is not the territory. Now, what that means is that what you see may not necessarily be the truth. Isn't that right? And why is that important? It is important because human beings are essentially what we call as meaning makers. Meaning makers here means that we are constantly making meanings. We are constantly creating meanings in life. And when we are constantly creating meanings in life, what that actually means is this, yeah? We will actually be picking meanings according to our experience of the world. And as a result of that, when something happens, it is not the complete truth, but we begin to pick the wrong meaning out of the situation. Guess what? The first time we pick that meaning, it has already been anchored to our brain and it is from our eyes. And as a result of that, what happens now is because the data and all that is not processing properly, what happens next is it triggers all kinds of trauma as well as toxic emotions and all that. Okay, so let me share with you when I do this technique. Right now, this technique I learned it from my teacher, Dr. Richard Bolstead, and the first time I learned it, I was like, oh my God, this technique is like so simple, but it is so powerful. And this is something that in my one-to-one work, yeah, when I'm actually helping people one-to-one, especially if they have trauma and all that, this is precisely what I do with them when I finish off the session. Now, some of you who have come for that one-to-one coaching with me, you will notice that I did something with your eyes as well. So if you can remember that, right? So this is the technique that is being done. And if let's say you want to help people to clear their bad memories or to clear their negative ideas and things like that, this is a technique to do that. Yeah. So before I go into how to do this technique, there are a few important precautions to take. Okay, there are a few. Number one, remember in NLP, the most important thing is the outcome, of course. Okay, it's the outcome. But another thing that is very important is ecology. All right, ecology. Okay, so a quick question, a quick revision. Who can tell me what is ecology? All right, so in NLP, what is the meaning of ecology? So please switch off the mic for those who want to share this, and then you can answer that. All right, I won't call you out, so I'll take volunteers. Okay, who would like to share what is ecology? Okay, something to do with objections. All right, good, you're correct. It is something to do with a person's objection. And what happens if we don't take care of the objection? If we don't take care of the ecology, what is the worst thing that can happen? Okay, June says impact consequences. Absolutely right. Very good. That means that, oh, you guys are good. Huh? Okay, nothing happened. Okay, I think you can say nothing happened. The worst thing that will happen is no transformation will happen. And someone just said transformation won't last. Absolutely right. Okay, if let's say you don't take care of the ecology, the worst thing that will happen is nothing will happen because the person's problem will still be there. Lah. Okay, and as a result of that, it becomes just a waste of time only. So remember, before you do this technique, don't like you say something like, okay lah, let's do shortcut lah. I only have 5 minutes for you. Let's just do this technique, solve all your problem. No, it won't happen. All right. So you need to ensure that there is ecology. So let's do a quick revision about how to find a person's ecology. Very simple. The way to find that is simply ask this question. If you get what you want, what is it that you may possibly regret? Okay, if you get what you want, what may you possibly regret? So let me give you an example. You know, some people, they want to be successful, they want to earn a lot of money, right? And in their mind, they will be like, yeah, if I can earn a lot of money, I'll be happy, I will be doing this, I'll be doing that, I'll fire my boss and things like that, right? So if you ask them this question, okay, if you can really do that, if you can really have so much of money, what is it that you could possibly regret? And they will be like, No lah, where would I regret it, right? Okay, and this is where the big mistake is. You know, I think history has shown us, recent history, not the past, but recent history has shown us a lot of example whereby people who always buy lottery, they buy Toto, jackpot, and things like that, and they always tell themselves, if I win the jackpot, then my life will be transformed. I will be happy. I will have everything that I want. And a group of researchers, they actually follow these people and they do a longitudinal study. And what they notice is this, right? When they follow up with these people and they notice within 2 years, just 2 years only, these people who won the lottery, they won hundreds of millions of dollars, they ended up bankrupt and they ended up miserable. They ended up unhappy with their life. And what's the worst thing? The worst thing is when someone asks them, so, do you really feel happy winning the lottery? And the surprising answer they get was, if I knew this would happen, I wouldn't have wanted to buy the lottery in the first place. If I knew all this would happen, I wouldn't have taken it. Because why? All these things, all the bad things happen because of winning that lottery. So you see, the world has a lot of history like that. For those of us who have always wanted something, and the moment we got it and then we regret it, all right, then that is what we call as ecology. So how do you deal with ecology of a person when you do this technique with the person? Okay, the way to do it is simply ask the person and really ask them to think about, if they could get the change that they want in their life, what would they possibly regret? And the next question is to figure out a way of how to rectify that. So if they can have a way to overcome it, it's not a problem anymore lah. All right, now here's a quick revision again. Who can tell me what happens if when you are asking this question, suddenly someone just say, I can't think of anything lah. Okay, so once again, let's say you are doing this and then you ask a person, so what will you regret if you have it? Nothing. I won't regret anything, man. I'm happy already. Okay, so what is it that you can say so that you can actually dig that ecology out? All right, so anyone would like to share? What can you say? Okay, please share. Okay, I'm looking at the responses, yeah? All right, so I've taught this in class before. It's not like I have not taught this in the class. Okay, so if a person says, I don't know, what can you say? All right. Okay, June says, what would you like to have happen? Okay, that is one way. I'm waiting for the one that I taught you. Take a few minutes and ask yourself. Okay, that will work as well, but this is something even faster. Okay, one more attempt. All right, who will try that? Okay, one more attempt. Let me just bring up the comments. Okay, see. What if? Okay, so let's see. Okay, imagine what if you know. Okay, good, Hazel. I know you think you don't know, but maybe if you know, there is what? All right, good one. All right, Hazel and Ryan. Clap. Hey, okay, well done. Okay, so the magic phrase is this one. I know you think you don't know, but just imagine if you know lah. All right, what might that be? And then you just keep quiet. Okay, so you learn the phrase. I know you think you don't know, but just imagine lah if you know. Yeah, what could that be? Okay. Now, the first time I learned this magic phrase, I was also in my head, I was like, sure or not, can work, man. But one thing about me is that I like to try things. So whenever I learn something, I will try it. And for me, if it doesn't work, okay, lah, I learned something, right? And to my surprise, okay, I have used this technique, and I will say out of 10 times doing it, I get the result 10 times. Okay, and some people ask once to cook already. Some people you have to ask 2 to 3 times. All right, let me role play an example where a person is like very keras kepala one. You need 3 times to do it. So I will ask this question now. Okay, I will ask. I know you think you don't know, but imagine if you know, what could that be? I told you I don't know, ba. Right? How do I know? If I know, I'm not stuck in this problem anymore. So I just smile. I says, I know you are stuck in this problem. I know you think you don't know. But imagine only ma, come on, imagine you can ma. Just imagine, what could that be? And the person suddenly look at me again and then says, no idea lah. I know you think you have no idea, but just imagine lah, play with me lah, come on, play with me lah, right? What could that be? Boom, and suddenly the answer comes out. Okay, see, the thing here is that you need to have a little bit of patience, and then what you do is you just play along. Sometimes, not sometimes, I find that all the time, the best way to do NLP work as well as NLP therapy is to be playful. To be what? Yep, to be playful. And when you are playful, you will find that problems become solvable. Okay. Now, in neurosemantics, which is another school of NLP, all right, I was trained in neurosemantics. One of the NLP what do you call neurosemantic presupposition is this. They say that if you get serious, you get stupid. Okay, if you get serious, you get stupid. You see, your best ideas, right, come not because you are most serious at that time. Your best ideas comes when you are playful, right? When you are exploring, when you are thinking of like, what ideas can I try? It becomes playful, and that's where your best work is created. So for those who are helping people using NLP and all that, good for you, all right? Keep it up because the world really needs you right now. But remember, okay, when you are doing the work, don't get too serious. Playful, have fun, enjoy the process, and you will find that your client will really benefit so much more. Okay, I hope that's useful for you. All right, now let me continue there. Okay, so let me share with you right now how does the EMDR movement work as well as what we are looking for. And then after that, I will do a quick demonstration. All right. So you must be thinking, what, like that also can quick demonstration? Now is virtually. The answer is yes, or can. All right. So let's do this now. Yeah. Okay. The thing about EMDR movement is that we want to focus on the person's pupil of the eye. Okay, this one, pupil of the eye. All right. And what happens here is the person's eye is moving, not the head. The head cannot move. You need to get the person's eye to move, not the whole head to move. If the whole head move, doesn't work already. Why? Because you notice when your head move, your eye is still the same spot. It's a little bit like this is the eye, right? So what happened? Your head move, your eye didn't move at all. So what we want is we want to have this eyeball to move and the head, imagine it is being locked. So that is what we call as the EMDR movement. So I found a cartoon and the EMDR movement looks a little bit like this. So the eye move left, move right, move front, move back and all that. But this picture is not complete because you can move diagonal as well, okay, sideways, all right? So this is the different movement. So what we do is we move left, right, sideways, sideways, straight down like that. Okay, so we are moving that. Now, what actually happens when you are doing the EMDR movement? See, what actually happens here is just like, for example, your computer, as you are downloading or installing a software, and halfway through, the computer got cut off. Now, what happens here is the pieces of the memory, they are put in different places. So in other words, we call it as corrupted file. All right. So when you have a traumatic memory and things like that, what happens is that you have got your mind, okay, your mind that is actually got traumatic memory there, and the memories of it is like here and there lah, jumbled up. So when you do this process, you are giving your eye or your brain the opportunity for it to piece all the broken pieces together. Okay, so it comes together, piece it all up together. And what happens is, well, once it is pieced up together, suddenly your mind has a closure there and you begin to be able to release it and to let it go. Okay, so that is in essence what the EMDR movement is about. Now, when I do this with a client, I pay specifically attention to two things only. All right, how many things? Two things only. Okay, the first thing is the head cannot move. Okay, so the head cannot move. Every time I see the head movement, I'll tell them, don't move your head, just move your eyes. This is the first thing. The second thing is a specific movement of the eye. Let me show you now. We call this as the saccade. So look at this man's eye. You notice that the eyeball, the pupil, there is this sudden twitch like that. Okay, so this is something that we are paying attention to, which is the sudden twitch. So when you have got this sudden twitch in the eyeball, now what happens is it is going to cause the person's memory to be affected and things like that. All right, we call this as the saccade. And typically when I do this exercise, okay, I will do it until I see the circuit. If I don't see the circuit, I won't stop. Okay, I won't stop. Let me tell you a real example in the master practitioner class that I had 2 years ago. Okay, now there was this girl from Sabah, and her name is Elsa. See, what happened was Elsa, she okay lah, she grew up, and then she mentioned she has some traumatic memories lah that keep on affecting her. So I asked, all right, let's use this EMDR help you clear the memory. Yeah. So as I was doing this exercise, I was doing the exercise. Her eye was follow, 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 follow. Nothing. It's like, wow, nothing. I was like, hmm? So I thought of like, maybe let's take a break lah, because it was quite a while already. But then in my heart, I was like, no, continue. So that was a feeling that I have in my heart. Continue. So I told her, all right, let's continue for a moment. Yeah, okay. I know you might feel tired. Keep on moving your eye, but let's do it. And I'm glad I did that, because after we continued with that, this was what happened to her eye. Imagine her eye moved like this. Suddenly I saw it here, and it moves like that. So once again, it goes like this, left, right, left, right, left, right, and then it goes like that. So exactly like what you see on screen right now, the saccade, right? The eyes just move. And then I move the diagonal, same thing as well. Come here, pop, and then it's as if the eyeball, the pupil there, just hang there for a microsecond and jump a little bit and continue moving. It looks crazy. Okay, it looks crazy, but I knew something worked. So after finishing that this EMDR movement, rest already, and then I asked her, think back to the traumatic memory that you have. Okay, think back to that memory that you have. Next thing you know, right, she was like, eh, it feels so far away. It's like last time I think of it, I feel sad, I feel angry, I feel hurt, depressed. Now I think of it, it's like I know it has happened, but how come I don't feel the emotion anymore? Okay, so this is the EMDR and how powerful it is. So when do you use the EMDR? Now you use it especially when after you finish whatever NLP pattern you do, right? I typically will use the EMDR just to close the session, just to ensure that I have thoroughly cleaned the thing lah. It's like a little bit like you service a computer before you put it back, you have to clean the whole thing, right? So EMDR can be useful in that way, all right? Okay, so right now I'm going to okay, so Ning asks, okay, do we feel the saccade? The answer is no, you don't feel the saccade. So in other words, for this EMDR, I'm going to teach you how to do it, because I can't do it on myself and you also can't do it on yourself, but you can always get someone to do it for you. And if you want to clear it, you can do it, someone do it for you, and I'll show you how it is done, all right? So don't worry about that. You won't know it, but you will tell the person just to look at your eye. That's it. Okay. Maybe your partner or your friend or your family member, they just have to keep quiet and move their hand only. That's it. Okay, got it. It's just very simple. Now let me show you how that is done. Okay, let me bring this slide down first. Stop sharing it. Okay, so right now, this is what happens, okay? So in order for you to do this activity, I will ask someone to take a pen, okay? To take a pen like this, okay? So take a pen, and you should be standing. This pen should be a little bit like maybe um, 2 meter away from your face. So if let's say I am holding it for you, this pen should be 2 meter away from your face. So it's a little bit further. Now, why not so close? The answer is because if it is too close, your eye cannot move too far. All right. But if it is 2 meter away, your eye will actually have to work harder. So your eye have to work harder. Okay. So this is what happened. Yeah. Now, so the movement will be something like this. Okay. So the movement is like this at this speed. Okay, at this speed. All right, just do 6 7 times and then you go like that. Okay, I am trying to fit into the screen of the webcam. Okay, and then you go like that 6 7 times, 6 7 times, and then you can go like this, and then you can go like this, like this. Okay, just like that only. Now this whole therapy just like that only. Okay, so get someone to take the pen and then move it in front of your eyes, and then move it like this, any way you like lah. Must be fast. Okay, here's the thing, not like Not like that, all right? If you do it like that, the person go crazy first. Okay? Do it at a reasonably fast pace, something like that, as if you are moving like this. The person who is holding the pen and moving, you won't feel any muscle pain like that lah, as you are moving it. That should be fast. Now, if you do very slow like this, right, it's not going to work. Why? Here's the reason. If you move it very slowly, what happens is that your brain, okay, will continue to focus on the painful memory. What we are trying to do is we are trying to reconstruct the thing. So how we are going to do the step, okay, pay very close attention, yeah. Now the first thing I'm going to ask the person is I will ask them to think of a traumatic memory that they want to overcome. Okay, so a traumatic memory that they want to overcome. And what we are going to do is you are going to get the person. They don't have to tell you what is a memory one. So if it's PNC, leave it be. Okay. And then after that, just explain. Keep the eye, keep the head there, and just move the eyeball. And when you are ready, just start moving the pen. Okay, and get the person to continue to think of that trauma memory. They must continue think of the trauma memory, but the eye follow your pen. Got it? Okay, but the eye will continue to follow your pen. So itu saja. That's how it works for me. All right. So I want to invite one of you to do a live demonstration so that the rest of you can watch how this is done. Okay. So yeah. So who would like to do this live demonstration together with me? And then after that, I'll put you onto the screen. And what we will do is that we can actually watch how this is done. Okay. Anyone? If you want to, you can raise your hand so that I know that you want, and then I will ask you to turn on your camera. Okay. For those turning on camera, make sure you wear clothes. Okay, who would like to do that? I can do a live demonstration right now. Maria, are you volunteering yourself? Okay, so Winnie Tan. Wee Tan, is it Winnie? Is it Wee Tan? Is that Winnie? Okay, can you turn on your camera, please, so that I can see you and then I can see your eyes as I'm doing this exercise. Okay, Winnie, can you turn on your camera, please? There is a button somewhere on your screen that you can tap on it to that one to turn on your camera. Hang on, I'm waiting for Winnie to this one. Uh, hey, Winnie. I have already unmuted your microphone, so you can speak. Can you say something? Okay, so hang on. Uh, Hang on. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so I think before we wait for Winnie to get ready, are there any questions, please? Maybe I can take on some questions first. Anyone? You can either type it or you can unmute your microphone and you can ask orally like that, yeah?
We need a demo with everybody.
Sorry? Yeah, okay. So anyone has any question? I think Winnie is trying to get the room herself ready for it. Okay. Okay, so Winnie can't do that. Okay, so all right, so please mute your microphone. Yes. Okay. Anyone? Okay, you are able. Okay, can. All right. CSP. Who is that? Huh? Okay, so yeah, Winnie, can you turn off the microphone, yeah, for the background sound? Okay. Ning asked, may I know if we don't have anyone to hold the pen for us, is there other way we can do it? Okay, the answer here is that not the ideal one. Okay, not the ideal one. But I think one way you can do it is remember the pendulum. You hold the pendulum and you just let it swing, and your eye just follow like that. I think that is the second best option lah. All right, that is the second best option. Yeah.
You on how to off my audio? I can't see anything.
Hang on.
Hear us.
Hang on. Let me try to
Hello?
help. We need to off her audio. Yeah. Hang on. Okay, Chris, I can see your screen now. All right. Okay, Chris. Okay. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Okay, cool. So let's do this exercise now. And how we are going to do this, Chris, is that I'm going to get you to keep on opening your eyes only lah. Okay,
Right.
so just to look it here. So this is what happened. Now let me try to bring your screen up to the top there. Okay, hang on. Speaker view. Let me get the speaker view. Which button do you want to lock the video on? Chris. Okay. Okay, can. All right, good. I can see it now. So, all right. So what happens now is this. Okay. So this is the thing, yeah. So just try it first. Can you move according to your eyeball by following the pen movement? Ah, yes. Okay, good. Just like that, yeah. Okay. So Chris, I want you to tell me. Don't have to tell me lah. Don't have to tell everyone. I want you to think of something that you want to dissociate in your mind, some memory ka, or some memory that caused you a little bit of discomfort ka, and things like that. I want you to think of one. Don't have to tell what it is. Yeah,
Okay.
got it? Okay, good. So what I want you to do is, as you think of it, I just want you to concentrate on it only, but your eye will follow this pen. Are you ready?
Hi, sorry. We can't see Chris.
Oh, you can't see Chris. Okay, hang on. Chris, give me a moment. Let me just try that first. Okay. Mm, hang on. Give me a moment, guys. Sorry. Let me just do that. Okay. Ryan, can you see Chris already? Can't see Chris. Okay. Hang on. Let me see how I'm going to do this one. Okay. Give me a moment, Chris.
Sure.
Trying to figure this one out.
Maybe you can try changing the views
Yeah, I am trying to change that view now.
for our us individuals. I changed it and then I can see both of you on the same side.
Okay. You change the view. You can see both of us.
Yeah, I don't know if that will help or not.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So guys, can you try to touch the screen and then you can change the view so you can see for both? Okay. I swipe left and right, then okay. Okay. All right, good. Thanks for that, Vun. Selvun says that swipe left or swipe right, then you can do it. Okay, we're going to start in a while. So, guys, can you try swiping your screen left or right? Then you can see already. You can see our two handsome faces. Kenga, can you see already? Let me know. Try to swipe the screen. Try to swipe the screen. Just do it, turn left or right. Okay, hang on. Someone still say cannot. All right. Those using phone can try turn phone to the side. Landscape view. Okay, Vivid says if you are using your phone, turn it to the landscape view. That means that your phone is like this, you turn it like this. Okay, hang on. Okay, let me quickly do a search, all right? Okay, lock this one. Which participant do you want to lock the video on, Chris? Okay. Can see already? Can already. Okay. Elizabeth, can you just tell us how do you do that so that everyone can see the video? Okay, so Winnie can see if okay, can see already. Hang all right on the floating icon tray. Unlock the landscape view. All right, so okay, so please do that. Otherwise, what you can do is you can always watch this replay video because I'm saving this replay video. Then you can watch the thing also. Okay. All right. So good. Some of you say can see already. Can see. Just switch to landscape view. Okay. Good. So now let's do that. Yeah. All right. So Chris, okay, can you get into the center of the screen that I can see you already? Okay, good.
Okay.
So now, I know just now was a bit interrupted, so I want you to focus again on the thing. Okay, and when you are ready, let me know. Yeah, I'll wait for you. Okay, so we are waiting for Chris now.
Okay.
Okay, good. So, all right, ready? Yeah. Okay, so start from here and make sure that your head doesn't move. Just your eye only. Okay, ready? Yeah, and start now. Go. Okay, everyone else pay attention to the eyeball. Don't move your head, just your eye. Yep, good. I saw a saccade there. Yep, very good. Okay, good. Okay, let's do one more time. Continue focusing on the thought and move your eye, follow. Very good. Okay, thank you very much, Chris. Okay, you can blink a little bit. Your eye must be very tired now. Okay, all right. Okay, Chris, please share with us. All right. So as you think back to that memory and all that, tell us what you feel now.
I feel like right now, as you just finish it, I have something on my chest just release. I feel like a breath just come out.
You felt what coming up? Sorry.
Um, I got a feeling, meaning that I got something like holding that inside. It's like on my chest area. It feel like just lighten up.
Lighten up, huh?
Yes, just like you
Okay.
feel like relief,
Like
kind
suddenly
of
can
feeling.
breathe more easily
Yes,
at that lah. Okay,
yes,
cool,
something
cool. All
like
right, very good.
holding that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Chris, you are on the transformation. Tomorrow the inner work transformation. So you are
Right.
there. So we will work on those other things in more detail, how to overcome that. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks for participating. Well done.
Welcome.
Okay. All right. So you can switch off the video if you want to. Yeah. Okay. So guys, now do you notice if you are watching Chris' eyes just now, there were a few times where I say good, and the reason is because I saw the pupil of the eye just suddenly just there was saccade going on. Okay, there was saccade going on. Now for those who can't watch that, who can't see the screen just now, there is the recording, so you can watch the recording again. Okay. So if you have been watching this, basically what you do is this is just the movement again. Okay, this is just the movement, just like that. Yeah. So when you do that movement, then you will be able to help to recalibrate and reorganize the thoughts and all that. Okay, let me bring back the sharing for the PowerPoint. Give me a quick moment. Okay, so just now I was showing you, yeah. So what you notice is that on the screen, the saccade. So I saw some saccade movement in Chris' eye, so that helps to release that from the brain, yeah. And of course, this is a technique that you do. Now, remember, don't straight away just jump into doing this technique. Yeah? So I did that just now because it was a demonstration. But when you are working with another person, you want to do this as the last technique after you finish what you are doing. So example lah, if let's say you are doing phobia cure, after phobia cure, then you finish with saccade. Okay, or you are doing say what do you call this collapsing anchor or circle of excellence. After you do that, then you do a saccade there. Okay, so this is the sequence. Do this as the finish, not the starting. All right. Okay, so before we finish the session today, I just want to open up for Q&A, okay, Q&A session. And two ways to do it. You can either type your comments in the Q&A, or you can also, all right, what do you call, unmute your microphone and ask. Okay, there are some questions already. Vivian asks, saccade, does it mean a twitch? Yep, it's a twitch of the eye, not the body twitch. So if the body twitch, different story. We are looking at the eye twitch like that. Okay, so yep, hope that answers the question. All right, who else has a question? You can ask using the chat, or you can also unmute and speak so we can have a chit chat. All right, so let your questions come in. We have probably about 10 minutes that we can have for this Q&A. Why do we only use it as a wrapping up? Okay, so yep, June asked, why do we only use it as a wrapping up? The answer to that is because this one works a little bit like clearing whatever residue is there. So in other words, if let's say there were certain things that were stuck there, or certain things that maybe you did not do it like completely during the process, yeah. Okay, so that is the reason why we do it right at the end. And it is so fast as well as so powerful that the client or the person that you will be helping will actually feel as if like wow, like that kind of effect lah to finish the coaching session. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the question. Okay. Yep.
Will you be able, I mean, will you, how to say, will you feel dizzy after that?
Vivian, is it? You're asking the question?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so Vivian, your question again is, will you still feel?
No, while doing, after finish, right?
Mm.
Would you tend to feel dizzy, any dizziness?
Okay. Yes, okay. Some people may experience dizziness, especially if they have hypertension. Yeah. So if let's say you have got hypertension, or you know someone has hypertension, then you can just number one, ask them whether they have it or not. If they have the hypertension, you may want to do it slower a little bit. Movement of the eye slower a little bit, but do a little bit longer. So you compensate it a bit lah. If you do too fast, right, it may cause dizziness a little bit. Okay, let me go to the other question. Yeah. Okay, Ryan asked, so if it is trauma memory, when we do this method, what memory do we ask them to think? Okay. So I will typically ask them to think back to the memory of the thing that affects them. In other words, what is the thing that trigger them? So for example, let's use an example. Now let's say John is a salesperson, and he started off as very confident, he was very capable, and the next thing you know, suddenly there was one incident that happened that started to make him feel like I'm not a good salesperson. I'm not capable at all. I'm a failure. All right. You know, sometimes those kind of memory. And how do you know it affects you? The reason is sometimes when you are alone, suddenly you find yourself, your head look down, and then you start to think that memory. That is a memory that affects you. Now, that is the memory that you want to work on. Okay, Ryan? So focus on that traumatic memory and then just focus on that and make sure the eye move. Okay, so if you find that the eye not moving already, that means that the person trapped inside already. That means that the person is not following your pen. The person is thinking of that. Just gently tell them, hey, move your eye, move your eye, follow, come on, just do that. The moment, I guarantee you, the moment you continue doing this, the eye starts to follow the pen already, right? It will recalibrate and reprocess what is in the mind already. Okay, it will be like what Chris said just now, something felt like being released. Okay, next question. We work on problem A and finish this EMDR related to problem A. Yes, I agree with that. Okay, I agree with that. Yep. Yep, and to clean up any residual from problem A. Precisely. Okay, you got this. All right, now, questions. Any other questions that you would like to ask as well? Okay, any questions you would like to ask? When not to use it? Okay, when not to use it? I think if there's no problem, then don't use it lah. Otherwise, any situation can also, provided the person trusts you lah. Because if you suddenly just ask, can we do EMDR together? And then the person is like, what? Okay, then don't use it. Build trust. Rapport is the most important thing. Remember, you always need to have rapport with anyone. If you try to help someone without rapport being built first, I will tell you the ending will not be nice lah. The person will not trust you enough. Okay, so when not to use it? When there's no need to use it, no problem. Okay, no problem, then don't create a problem lah. All right. Okay. To do EMDR must be after transformation process. Okay, preferably I would do that after having done all the process. If you just do it straight away, okay, this is a two scenario, yeah. I'm talking here in terms of a paying client and a client who don't have time. Let's say we book for 1 hour. Typically, my session is about 1 hour to 1.5 hour, 1-to-1. Yeah. So let's say the first meeting, and I talk to the client just to explore what is the problem of the client. Then towards the last 15 minutes, okay, I begin to realize that I understand the problem already. So I know how to help the client now. But I only left with 10 minutes, so I can't do any technique there. So what I'm going to do is I want to help the person to release a little bit first, so that when they go home, they will straight away experience, wow, that look bong very good. I feel better now. Okay, it's good for business also, right? It's good for business. It's also help the other person. So what I'll do is, let's do a simple exercise. This is called the eye movement therapy. I don't even explain what is EMDR because it's too technical. I'll just say this is a ancient technique that has been proven by science, and it is used so that you can help to clear your thinking, your mind. I'm sure your mind keeps on shouting all the time. You want to clear it, right? So let's do this exercise. So we sit down, focus on that thought that disturbs you a lot, focus on it, and follow my pen. Just do it lah. And then after that, the second session, when the client come to see me again, then we work on the root cause and finish that session again with the eye movement therapy. So that is how I would do it. If let's say the situation does not permit it in the first session, I can do that also, but just explain a little bit why I do it. Okay. Okay, Winnie asks, how can one follow movement of pen at the same time focus on the issue? Is tough. That's the secret. That's the secret. Okay, good. Now, the thing here is this. You are supposed to just follow my pen only. And when I force you to focus on the thought, you are trying to focus on the thought, but your eye continue to do it. What happened? Without you knowing it, that is your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is recalibrating, rearranging all the things that are in your mind. Okay. See, when a person is trapped in a thinking pattern, they go in loop one, right? Okay, when you are trapped in a thinking pattern, you go in a loop and you keep on thinking. Things get worse, bam, 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 and you go into a downward cycle. So the next thing, what you do is you do this exercise, and while you are busy focusing on the eye movement, you are trying to force yourself to think of that one. Guess what? It is now being, it's a little bit like being, what do you call, scrambled like that. Got it? So this is the whole thing. Okay, this is the magic behind it. Okay, Maria asks, do we tell them that we use EMDR? Why not? All right, because there is a name to this technique. So you just say this is EMDR, and EMDR simply stands for eye movement therapy. Okay, the D and the R, if you forget, never mind. All right, it's just called EMDR, eye movement therapy. Okay. Okay. Winnie say like chopping cabbage. Okay, interesting. Why like chopping cabbage? Like opening durian also can. All right. Why chopping cabbage? Is it because you start
See
to okay?
cabbage as the big issue, the
Uh,
problem, and
uh,
the motion of chopping is equivalent to seeing the hand moving. So if we want to be very careful, we
uh,
just have to focus on chopping, otherwise we'll chop our fingers too. That's what it meant.
ah, nice one. And you notice if let's say you are chopping cabbages, you notice if you try to if you are going into the process of chopping cabbages and you have something in your mind that is bothering you, after 10 minutes of chopping the cabbage, suddenly you'll be like, what was I thinking already, right? Okay.
Something
So,
God for, right?
yeah, so you probably can't concentrate on the problem if you are chopping the cabbage. Okay, good one. I like that. I like that metaphor. I'm going to use it in my training. Thanks, Winnie. Good one. Okay, Ryan says cause hand is gone. Okay, DR stands for desensitizing and restructuring. Okay, desensitizing it means you make the memory less sensitive, and then you restructure it or you reorganize it so that the trauma, the old memory gets to be put into the new place. Yeah, so that it's no longer corrupted lah. That is what the DR is. Okay, I think we have time for two more questions and then we will wrap up this session today. Okay, so anyone have any more questions? Two more questions?
I'd like to ask a question. If let's say I have an issue that is bugging me, how often do we do, let's say it's not a course that we, it's not a session that we're doing it with somebody, but let's say if I have an issue, I want to use this method,
Hmm.
how often do we do it?
Once only cukup already because this one is like if you do it correctly once enough already. If you find that you have to do it another two times, three times, and all that, it just means that it's not done properly lah. The problem won't get worse. It's just nothing has happened only, just eye exercise only. So if you do it correctly, follow the procedure that I stated, then you will find that one time is enough already. Now, one thing lah, okay. So I know some of you may be thinking, okay, I'm going to do it by myself. I'm just going to do that, right? You can't do it like too many things going on at the same time. Just ask your family or friend. Just don't ask any question. Don't do anything. Just hold the pen and seriously want to help you. Just move it like this, and you just follow. Okay, do it with someone lah. Don't try to do it on your own. This exercise not suitable to do it by yourself. Yeah. I have okay. Talk about being resourceful. Here is what you can do. Okay, here's what you can do. Video yourself doing it, and then play it so that you see your own moving, and then you watch it. Okay, then you can do it by yourself. Who says cannot? Can. You just video your movement like this, and then after that, you just follow lah. Then you watch it. I think I'm going to create that video and sell online, then can be very rich. All right. What's your video about? Look, just see my hand moving. Okay. All right. Next question. Okay, so Winnie already booked Maria to be the pen holder after MCO. Hey, no need lah. So even now you want to do it, just video yourself. I suddenly thought of the idea. Okay, Maria asks, how long to wait for the circuit to happen? No guarantee. I have had one lady. She has got she was diagnosed by in Brunei lah with what do you call that already? Bipolar disorder. Okay, so she has got bipolar disorder, and the root cause of the issue was that she was in a toxic family lah. The family all just very toxic towards her. So we did this exercise, and straight away, the eye just sakit. It's like the craziest sakit I've ever seen. Okay, normally I have to wait for a while. This one is like just 2-3 times straight away sakit, and sakit a lot. Yeah, so different people lah. Just like for example, maybe I dropped something just to share with you. You know, when I do hypnosis with people, I notice if a person is really have a lot of deep rooted problem when I conduct the hypnosis session, when a person go into a trance, the person will have a lot of this involuntary reflex movement on that finger twitch, the neck twitch like that. They will have a lot more than a person who don't have that much problem. So I notice people who have a lot of problem, they have a lot of this psychomotor kind of responses. Yeah. Okay. All right. Last question there. If wait a while, okay, hang on, that question there. Ning asks, does erratic movement of the pen work also, or so long as we are focusing and following it regardless the direction? Okay, now don't go for erratic movement. If you do erratic movement, you just irritate the person first, lah. Okay, you don't want to do that as a technique, not elegant. So what I will typically do is I will just do left to right, left to right. I count about 10 times, and then I go uh, top down like that, right? Diagonal, and then I go the other direction 10 times, and then I try to do one more time 10 times, and then I can do this as well. So don't do erratic, crazy movement. Just make it flow, all right? More elegant that way, yeah? Okay, last question. Maria asks, if wait a while and still can't see the circuit, how shall we stop the session? Oh, just say, okay, thanks for doing that. Let's take a break now. Move. And even if you don't see the circuit, sometimes it is also a good idea for you to do this all the time, and that is just ask a person, okay, I want you to think back to the memory that you have just now. Can you tell me what do you feel now? What is different now? Always ask this question, what is different now? Here's why. I teach this as a technique in the master practitioner. And I'll tell you a bit about master practitioner afterward. Okay, I'll give you a very shocking news, which will disappoint some of you. Okay, but here's the thing. In the master practitioner class, I teach people how to ask the right question, because if you don't ask the right question, you are going to get wrong response one. Okay, here is the thing. If you ask a person and you just ask them, so any feeling? You see, the person has never done anything like this before. Even if the person has any feeling, the person also don't know how to answer you. So the person, nothing. And then the person get demotivated. You also get demotivated. So the secret here is to ask the question. So think of that memory that you had just now. Tell me what is different now. Important, huh? Tell me what is different now. Because you are sending a powerful message into the person's mind to look for different things to tell you. Okay? Do that. That is a secret technique, yeah, that I do. Okay, next one. All right. Yep, correct. Elegance is the key. How to do it ourselves and video. You set 2 meter, not so long. Just video yourself like that, and then just play it again and watch your own hand. I mean, that one is not. That one will be. I would say is not the first choice. I would go for, if you have no choice, that is still available option. Okay. All right. Now, give me a quick moment. I just want to update on the NLP Master Practitioner. I'm sad to disappoint you all because some of you wanted to do the NLP Master Practitioner this year, and the answer is because of MCO, tak jadilah. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I know some of you have already, you want to do the Master Practitioner with me. The answer is because of the MCO and Master Practitioner, we still need to have a lot of components of face-to-face like that, so that I can teach you how to look for the nuances, yeah? So as a result of that, the Master Practitioner may not, I can tell you that won't happen this year lah. Because even after the MCO has been lifted already, there is a probability that if people still gather together, there is a risk. I don't want to take the risk to spread disease and things like that, because to me, right, health and safety is number one. Yeah, so that is the reason why. Now, for some of you who are on my NLP practitioner batch number 10, we have already conducted the first module, and Jun, right, MCO happened, so now we left 2 modules, belum jalan lagi, yeah. So what we are going to do is that I will be conducting it on a virtual kind of a training, something like this, and then we are going to meet for one live face-to-face day for us to do the component that we need to have face-to-face one. Those components that don't need face-to-face one, like Newton model, meta model, and a few of the like the what they call well-formed outcome and things like that. Those one don't need to have face-to-face, so we can do the virtual, and then after that we will meet again for one session to do a virtual one, a live session together. Yeah. Okay, so all right, guys. All right, thank you so much. It's now 3:05. I hope you have learned something useful. Can you type a feedback? Let me know, how do you find the session? Was it useful for you? All right, do you learn anything useful? What was your takeaway? All right, so share with us. So that's all for today. That's all, folks. Have a good Sunday ahead. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I already forget that today is Sunday, tomorrow is Monday. It's like I don't know whether you feel it like every day is like it's like the same day. Okay, I'm busier than usual right now, so you guys take care. All right, take good care of yourself and your family, and I hope to create a bit more of this short training program for you guys. Okay, bye bye. Okay, Vivian, I hope you are still here. Let me answer that question. So you say, if someone has weak eye health, can you still do it? Advisable? The answer is yes. The reason is because if your eye health is weak, you know this, it's like if your body part is weak, you should be exercising it instead of resting too much. Yeah, the more you rest it, the weaker the organ becomes. Same thing with your eye as well. You see, my teacher is 60 plus already. He is Ang Mo lah. He's a Mat Saleh, but he is this Qigong master. And at 60 over years old, he can see things more clearly than me, and he doesn't need to wear spectacles one. And the reason is because he practices the eye exercise all the time. Every day he does it. So if you have got let's say weak eye, weak visual, and things like that, yeah, you never know. Doing this exercise may have a secondary benefit of helping you to exercise your eyes, because you are making your eyes move. That can be a good thing. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Welcome. Okay, guys. Have a good day. Have a beautiful day ahead. Bye bye.